Good morning. How you doing this morning? Well, I'm going to start my morning with some Costa Rica. Isn't that pretty? I feel like I'm, dressed and getting coffee, even have blue shoes on. All in the same color group. And I tell you something about my coughing, okay? All right. So, let me I get this coffee started. And let me switch these lights so you don't have that shining in your face. Okay, turn that off. Oh, is this enough light? We'll try this. Okay, so I was taking this medication. It's a blood pressure medication, just a real low dose that they often give to folks when they get older, because, I'm 69, because it helps with your kidneys or something, so that they don't get, too much pressure in them or something like that. Anyway, but I didn't have a blood pressure problem. Well, now it seems like I may be developing one. But what we found out, I went to the ENT yesterday about this cough that just, it's just hanging on and hanging on. And as you know, when you've had bronchitis or an upper respiratory infection that, also had a cough come along with it, sometimes it does take a cough weeks and weeks to go away. But the ENT said, oh, I see you're taking, this particular medication. Happens to be an ACE inhibitor for the blood pressure. And he said, very often this can cause coughing in people. He said, you could be taking it for years, and then one day, it just starts having that effect on you, or, it can happen from the beginning. But anyway, he said, let's switch you to something else, so that we at least remove that possibility of your having, of it causing the coughing. Oh, this is so pretty. Let me show you. Oh my gosh. Look at this gorgeous cup of coffee. Oh my gosh, I love this. Oh, that is so pretty. Look at that. I know some of you are probably thinking, what is with her? But I'm one of those people that likes those sand pictures that, you flip them over and the sand trickles down through the liquid and it looks like mountains and things. Or those toys that have colored goopy stuff in them and you turn them over and they, it's almost like a reverse lava lamp or something. Anyway, so that's what, the coffee is like. I mean, look at how it came down through the coconut almond milk and how it is here. It's so pretty. That's sort of like my morning meditation, is to watch my coffee brew. But here I am yapping at you instead. Okay, so anyway, if you're taking a medication and you're having a problem, or let me just say this, if you're having a problem and you can't seem to take care of it yourself, go to the doctor. I mean, I actually talked to a couple other doctors, and they said, oh my gosh, you know what? That's right. That medication can cause coughing. But because their specialty was not ear, nose, and throat, like the doctor I went to yesterday, it was not the first thing that normally came to mind for them, that could be causing my coughing. So it may or may not, but I can be on a different medication. Here's the other thing. Okay. When you're younger, very often you don't have, hopefully you're basically well. I hope you are. Some people, unfortunately, when they're younger, they've got problems. But I was always pretty healthy. And then as I've gotten older, the body just wear and tear, over the years. And so I'm starting to get some problems. And sometimes it's very difficult to accept. Like, it looked like every time my blood pressure was being taken that it was a little too high. I don't like I'm not that person that has high blood pressure, but I have to accept that I might be that person. What is that person that has high blood pressure anyway? Someone who has problems. No, you know what? Sometimes you can have high blood pressure for reasons of, causes that you are doing to yourself. But sometimes things just happen, or it's genetics, stuff like that. Cheers. I'm going to pop it in the microwave and heat it up just a little bit. So, anyhow, I had to come to a place where I said to myself, okay, if you have high blood pressure, you have high blood pressure. You need to be on medication, okay? And you need to, do all the things that you need to do for that sort of situation. I mean, I already have a low sodium diet, and I put on some weight while I was sick with the, sinusitis and bronchitis and all that stuff. I'm working on taking it off. Okay, I've already lost like about 4 pounds of the about 10 that I gained. Anyway, but I'm doing everything that I can. So now it's time to possibly be on medication. And I'm going to the doctor today, specifically about my blood pressure. Okay? So, I guess what I want to say is I recognize, and even doctors recognize, that when you get older, sometimes it's hard to accept if you have things happen to you that you're not accustomed to, that you didn't think of yourself as a person who needed this or needed that, or who wasn't in perfect health. But part of taking care of ourselves is dealing with reality. You know how I always talk about how you need to face reality. I mean, unless you are going to make up some totally alternate universe that you're going to live in, we've already got one, and I think it's best, it's healthiest, it's in our best interest and in the best interest of our families if we face the truth. So that's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I am doing. Oh golly, here I was looking for one of my chocolatey syrups, and I can't seem to find one. I just thought that would be really good. Well, you know what? I've got some buttered toffee here. I don't like it that well, but it does kind of sweeten up the coffee a little bit. So I'll try a little bit in there. Anyhow, so the other thing is, what was the other thing I was going to say? Yes. I always talk about, mentally, sort of psychologically facing reality. We have to physically, too. One of the things that I'm doing this morning, now, as you know, if you followed me at all, I used to work out pretty regularly. And I went to the Y, and I went to HIIT class, stuff like that. And I do walk Grayson 2 to 3 miles a day. Here's Grayson, by the way. He's just, let me turn the light on. He's kind of chilling out here, waiting for me to be ready to take him for a walk. Are you the good doggy? Yes, you are. But I need to do more because I'm older. As you get older, your muscles start becoming, they decrease. And that's one of the reasons older people are weaker, okay? So I'm going to start doing some light weightlifting exercises. Like I always used to do, here, let me put this here. I'll see if I can show you this. I used to do this all the time in my kitchen, okay? It's these counter push-aways. And could you see that? It's like this. One of the reasons that I stopped, COVID had an effect on me, okay? It didn't make me gain weight, but what I did is I gradually stopped doing a lot of the little exercisey things that I was doing as part of my day. And so my muscles are not as strong. And in conjunction with the fact that I'm getting older, as we all are, I need to do something to strengthen my muscles. So I'm going to start some light weightlifting today. And weightlifting, doing this stuff against the counter, I'm lifting, my own body weight. So that counts too. And I've got, where are they? See, I used to keep 2 dumbbells in the kitchen so that while I was waiting for things to cook or brew or whatever, I would exercise with them. Maybe they're in the living room. So obviously I've got to get it together again because I've really slacked off on my physical activity. So, I've been spending a lot of time taking care of my mental health with all the COVID stuff and everything's been going on in the world. It's been such a challenge to mental health. But I've let the physical stuff kind of slack off. So I've got to do better on that. And I've decided, today is the day to start. And also, I'm going to tell you this, and that means I'm going to have to do it, doesn't it? I found out that some problems I've been having might be migraine related. I just started the new medicine today that hopefully will stop stimulating the cough. Anyway, so the doctor said, please Google migraine diet and start doing that. Well, as it happens, the healthy lifestyle that I coach people in is almost identical to the migraine diet. Migraine diet says eat 5 times a day. My plan, you eat 6 times a day, every 2 to 3 hours. Otherwise, it's virtually the same. It's good balanced nutrition. It's activity. It's low sodium. It's having the support of others. Anyway, stuff like that. So I'm doing it all, except there's one thing that I have not been doing. I once had a horseback riding teacher that said to me, don't do as I do, do as I say. But as we all know, children and adults do as someone else does. So I would always coach my clients that they needed to drink at least 64 ounces of water a day. But I was drinking Crystal Light type, powdered sugar-free drinks. And, if that doesn't affect your weight, that's fine on the plan I coached. Really, it's better to drink plain water. Well, you know what one of the things on the migraine diet is? That artificial sweeteners can sometimes lead to triggering migraines. And by the way, migraines are not just headaches. There are other symptoms too that are related. But anyway, I won't get into all that. I mean, I never knew that before. Yesterday was a real eye-opener for me going to that doctor. But today I'm going to switch to plain water. Yeah, I'm still going to have coffee, but I'm going to stop drinking pineapple-flavored sugar-free stuff and orange-flavored sugar-free stuff and cherry pomegranate-flavored sugar-free stuff and all the things. Oh, my gosh. Because I drink between 64 and 128 ounces a day. That's a lot of artificial sweetening going into me. So because it's possible that some of that could be contributing to migraine-related symptoms, I'm going to stop. Now, apparently, I read a bunch of the research last night, and not every artificial sweetener does that, but there are some that do or can. And anyway, like I tell my clients, it's better to have plain water. Okay. Now they'll be able to do as I do and as I say, because those two will be the same. I will be having plain water. Okay, and I'm going to start when I'm done with my coffee here. Anyhow, so this is, I try to be honest and transparent with you guys, and this is what's going on in my life right now. And I felt like it would help some people because I know I'm not the only person who is getting older and doesn't and is having trouble accepting that I'm not as healthy as I used to be for whatever reason, and things happen and you have to adjust to changes in life, right? So I just want to encourage you as we together face reality, in our minds, we need to face it in our bodies too. And I'm trying to level things up between my mind and my body and get everything going in a healthy direction, a totally healthy direction. So say a prayer for me, send me your good thoughts, and join me. Okay, I hope that you have a wonderful day and that you look for positive things today, that you think of what you can be grateful for. My mother used to say, it could always be worse.